binding? Think it's binding?
It is binding only on the intellect, sir. It does not
Do you
concern.
think
It does
do you
not
think that
declare
papally
any new de fide
do you
doctrine.
think do you think that papal statements, particularly
Excuse me,
on the
sir.
faith and
No,
on
no, no.
morals, have to be accepted even if they're not ex
We're
cathedra
going to
according to Vatican II
clarify
in
once
its
again.
canon?
Is
Correct.
there a real
Wait, wait,
distinction
wait. You just said correct,
between
right?
knowledge? Excuse me,
All
sir.
right.
Is there a real distinction between truth and knowledge claims?
Knowledge claims, right, is a JTB, right? And then if you have a
No, it's
true
not
belief, it's
right.
gonna.
It's a JTB. No, that's a precept argument, sir.
It's not a precept.
It
What
is
are
a
you
precept
talking about?
argument.
You're an atheist. You're an atheist, bro. Look at you. You're denying JTB. You're fucking insane.
It's a presuppositionalist argument, sir.
It's not a presuppositionalist argument. I'm literally just asking
How are you
if
distinguishing? How are you
papal
distinguishing?
statements on the faith and
Then
morals
take
are
us through it.
binding by the
How do you
intellect, even if they're not
distinguish
ex
the?
cathedra.
How do you
How is it a
distinguish?
precept
How do you
argument?
distinguish?
How
How
is
do
that
you
a precept
distinguish
argument?
the? How do you distinguish the
Oh my
principle of
god.
sufficient reason from justified true belief, sir? How do you distinguish these two?
The PSR is whether you can explain a proposition. A justified true belief or a knowledge claim is a belief that you have that you believe can be justified by
So
some
you're
means.
equivocating between knowledge and truth claims, sir.
No, I am not.
Yes, you are.
I'm saying
Because
that
the
truth
PSR,
claims in
the
virtue,
PSR, the PSR
truth
applies
claims,
to a
truth
deductive premise, sir.
claims,
No,
truth
the
claims in
principle
virtue
of
of being
sufficient
true.
reason is
Are
what
you gonna keep over
establishes
truth claims in virtue of
epistemological
being
or
true had to
knowledge
be
claims,
justified?
sir.
That assumes they're justified if they're true,
Excuse me,
sir.
So do you believe in the objectivity of existence?
I believe reality is objective, meaning that.
How do you maintain that according to the JTB?
What do you mean?
What do you think I mean? You
The
can't
argument from
distinguish between.
retorsion?
Here's the thing.
The argument
You
from retorsion?
listen.
My mind has
The
to map onto
definition you
reality.
gave for JTB
What does this
is
have to
the
do with
same as the
Vatican II and whether
PSR.
you have to accept papal statements
Excuse
on
me,
the faith
sir.
and morals, even if
Dude,
they're not
I'm
ex
literally
cathedra?
going to call you on this metaphysical distinction.
What does this have to do with this, bro?
Just to be, it has
What does
everything
it
to
have
do
to
with
do
it
with-
because
No,
you're
it
equivocating
doesn't.
between knowledge and truth claims.
I'm not equivocating between anything,
Then what
bro.
is the real distinction between knowledge
Oh
and truth
my
claims,
gosh,
sir?
the level of copium
Sir,
you have to like.
do
this is-
you
Sir,
do you
sir, this is unimportant.
consent?
Sir.
Do you consent to the real distinction between knowledge and truth claims?
Okay, a truth claim is gonna assume that it's justified because it is
Wrong.
true.
That's a
What do you
presuppositional
mean?
argument.
That's not
Assumption
a
to
presuppositional
what?
argument.
What are you presupposing, sir?
If you're claiming that your
What
proposition
are
is
you
true, you're gonna
presupposing,
have some
sir?
type of justification behind it. What is the
Do you
what is the
believe that the facts
presuppositionalism
conform
in
to
that
the
statement?
belief, or that the belief conforms to the facts?
Where did Van Til state that? Where did he make that statement? Show me,
Excuse me, sir.
sir.
Do you believe? Stop name dropping and stay with the line
You're
of
acting.
reasoning, sir.
You're not
believe?
going within the
do
line
you-
of reasoning.
Do you take the position that the belief conforms to the facts, or the facts conform to the beliefs? Clarify.
The belief conforms to the facts, bro. What are you talking about?
So then, how does the JTB relate to the
I
PSR?
thought I thought the mind conforms to the facts. I thought the mind is what conforms to reality, not beliefs. Right?
No mute, Jib.
I'm
Hey.
muting Jib.
No, fuck
no,
that.
this is
I
a
don't have a
conversation
dog in this
between
fight,
me and
but
you.
I just-
Jib, shut the fuck up.
Don't mute him. What the fuck? You serious? Why the fuck are you muting him? He just
Why
trying to
do you
add
keep
some
unmuting?
engagement.
This is a conversation between me and you.
Okay, you could have specified that. Just fucking mute him instantly, dude. You bitch.
No, I'm gonna fucking ban him now. Excuse me, sir.
You're a fucking bitch.
So how
bro.
do you distinguish the PSR from the JTB?
Oh my god. The PSR is that for something to exist, it must have an explanation for its existence. Justified true belief is that a proposition requires a good enough reason to believe in it.
So you don't believe that knowledge claims and truth claims
This
are
is the
distinct?
most retarded thing
don't
I've
believe it's
ever
a real
heard in my
distinction,
entire
sir?
life. The principle of sufficient reason, okay, is that something's existence has to be ontologically explained by something prior to it. Okay?
Correct.
When it comes to the JTB,
It's based on a priori.
When it comes to the JTB, it's saying that a belief that you have must have a good enough reason to believe in it or justification. Those are two distinct things. Now, this has nothing to do with my question earlier of whether you have to accept the Pope's statements on faith and morals, even if they're not ex cathedra, by your intellect. That has zero correlation at all. This is so retarded. I literally just try to ask one question about what you believe, and you turn in this entire debate. Are you fucking serious?
At this point, like it's.
And then you mute in. Okay, it's recorded. Your retardation, your mental stupidity. You literally muted and banned Jib because he wanted to provide some insight. Okay, and if you didn't want him speaking, you could just said, "Hey man, I'm only debating him right now." Don't fucking mute and ban him. Fucking dictator.
No, I definitely will. Listen, this conversation is between me and you right now.
Okay,
No
you could have
reason for himself.
you could have stated that.
I did.
And then you muted him before you stated it.
No
dude.
shit, because he kept talking over and you kept unmuting him.
I kept unmuting him because there's zero reason why you should be muting him right now.
If you agree that this conversation is between me and you, then there's no reason for him to participate.
Oh my god. I agreed, but what I disagreed with was banning him and muting him before you made your statement. Jib is a nice guy,
I
a
understand
very good
that.
guy,
He's not
way more
getting
intellectual
banned.
than
Dude,
you.
I was
Don't you
already
fucking
planning to
ban
unban
him.
him. It doesn't fucking matter.
Shit.
So
Minecraft wants to acquire TikTok. Yeah, what's up?
So here's the thing. The distinction that you're providing between the PSR and GTB is an insufficient distinction. It's merely a virtual distinction.
Bro, this doesn't correlate the conversation at all, bro.
Right. You have a circular coherence theory, sir, of epistemology. The appeal to JTB.
You're saying a whole bunch of
it's
nothing,
a
bro.
presuppositional
You're literally.
argument, sir.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I will explain this one more time. The PSR is that for something to exist, it must have something ontologically prior to it that explains its existence. Okay. For
Correct.
example, a cup of coffee is explained by the materials that were necessary to build it.
Correct.
All right,
by other
great.
observations.
But
Absolutely.
justified true belief, unlike the PSR, can deal with propositions such as A and B theory of time, which is not prior or before. So it's not merely explaining its existence, but explaining its truthfulness through its good enough reason behind believing in said proposition. That's the difference.
So then, do you believe that the only propositions are true propositions?
No. That's why it requires a good enough reason to believe in it, but not a good enough reason for its ontological existence like the PSR.
Yeah. You still haven't explained how you assume that to be the case.
I literally just told you how they're really distinct and how they can't be the same.
The case that for the JTB there can be ontological priors.
I just told you
how
the
do you
PSR
account for ontological priors?
With a theory of time. What are you talking about? What do you mean wrong? If something is ontologically prior to another thing, it assumes a theory of time.
How do you assume that
time
is
in
the
a
case?
Temporal fashion. Beginning, middle. What? What are you talking about, bro? How does this correlate to the prior questions I asked you about the Pope?
Well, what you're doing is when you refer to time, right?
How does this correlate? How does this correlate?
Because you're kicking the can down the road.
How does this correlate? Explain it. Tell me how this correlates to the prior conversation.
You're appealing to the ontology of time, correct?
Are you gonna keep telling me? Okay. How does this correlate to the prior conversation?
Are you appealing to the ontology of time, sir?
How does this correlate to the prior conversation?
Are you appealing to the ontology of time?
Are you going to answer my question?
No. You need to clarify your appeal to time. You're obfuscating because you're out of answers. You're out of arguments. You're literally running into the road. Or running into the fucking whatever, brick wall.
Dude, you are retarded. What is this argument?
No, so your theory of justified true belief is that it is based on ontological priors.
Okay.
In which case, the
you asked me
example
what
that
is the
you
difference between
provided
a principle
was
of sufficient
time,
reason and
right?
justified true belief.
No,
I
sir,
sufficiently
sir,
told you
we're
the difference
talking about
between
time
the
now.
two.
No, we're going to talk about time.
I told you the difference between the two. I answered your question. Can you answer my question about how this correlates to the prior question?
In your theory of justified true belief for epistemological propositions,
I answered your question about
how
how
do
the
you
PSR and
differentiate
JTB
time
are
as a
different from
property
each other.
and time as an ontology?
And since I
How
respectfully
is
answered your
time as a
question,
property
and since I
different from the
respectfully answered
ontology
your
of
question,
time, sir?
can you respectfully answer my question about how this correlates to the conversation of whether
I'm
you are bound to the
clarifying you.
intellectual
We're still
statements by
having
the
the
Pope?
conversation.
Who muted
No,
Abismo?
non
Who muted him?
sequitur.
Let
It's a
me
non
try and unmute
sequitur
him.
for you to
Let me
ask
unmute
me
him.
how to correlate it. You're shifting the
But
burden.
I said, okay, the PSR, the principle of sufficient reason, is that something for
Dude,
something to exist.
do not
there
fucking
must
mute
be
me
something
again.
to explain.
You're
I
shifting
didn't
the
mute
burden.
You fucking tard.
No,
Somebody else
I am
unmuted.
clarifying it.
Somebody else
I'm
muted
addressing
you.
your question by asking
Somebody
for
else muted you.
clarification.
When I try to unmute you,
No,
it
apophatic.
demoted me.
Don't fucking mute me again. I fucking swear. Do not fucking mute me again, you disingenuous little fucking shit. How do you distinguish between time as a property and time as a fucking experience?
Could you say that again, just a little bit more?
How do you distinguish between time as a property and time as an experience?
I just need you to say that a little bit louder. A little bit louder. For the video. Say that just a little bit louder, please. You can't ban a guest mod, Abismo. Why are you trying to ban me?
Dude, I'm gonna fucking ban you from this room. It turns out you're nothing more than a fucking atheist. You're nothing more than a fucking atheist, dude.
Ooh.
You're a little fucking shit. You don't even understand fundamental metaphysics. You've been LARPing this whole fucking time. The JTB is a presuppositional argument. You can't account for the assumption that you hold how it is that you can have an epistemological framework that appeals to belief while claiming rather that the beliefs have to conform to the facts. The JTB is a system where the facts literally have to conform to the beliefs. And you still haven't been able to provide an
for something to exist, there must be something to explain its existence. But when it comes to JTB, it's saying that a property requires a good.
How do you distinguish between time as a property and time as an experience?
Time is a measurement of change. What does this have to do with the conversation we were having?
How do you distinguish between the ontology of time and time as a property?
I will answer your question if you explain its relevance.
The relevance is I don't see how you can account for time as an experience without an appeal to God. Well, which means that you're presupposing God to your distinction of time as ontology.
Do you understand what my... Okay, what does this have to do?
JTB is a circular coherence theory of epistemology.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's not a coherence theory.
It is. It's belief.
Between the PSR and the JTB.
Your belief is requiring the facts, your experience of time,
asked me to explain the difference. I explained the difference. What is your question's
inherently
relevance?
Circular and
what is your question's relevance, dude?
No, it's a form of sophistry.
Can you explain the relevance?
No,
can you explain the relevance of your question,
sir?
What is the relevance?
If you don't know the relevance, then I don't know how to help you. You're just
oh my god!
You're literally a
this is the funniest shit ever.
It's
okay,
really sad, but we're kind of exposing you tonight, I guess.
Are you you
just
trolling?
Just to be clear,
this is like this is a terrible troll.
You're the one that insisted on this line of reasoning.
This is no, I didn't. I was talking about the Pope and whether his statements were binding or not, and you went all haywire, dude. Are you intoxicated?
Are you corner apathetic?
Are you intoxicated tonight?
JTB
are you intoxicated?
Is a presuppositional argument.
No, it's not. That comes from Plato. Plato existed before precept existed, dude.
No,
yes, Plato taught it.
Platonism is not a presuppositional argument.
Plato taught JTB. You know that, right?
No, he did not.
He's the author of it. He's the one. Yes, he
is
did.
not
He thought
the
it.
author of the JTB.
You want me to send you Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy? You fucking idiot, because he is.
Not the author of.
Oh my gosh, let me show you. Because you need some help, bro. I don't know. God help you. May God bless you from your ignorance. Holy shit.
He did not make that move. Soren Kierkegaard.
He has an entire dialogue on it, bro.
No.
Yeah.
Soren Kierkegaard does not explain the Platonic theory of forms.
Okay.
Socratic
Will you keep my
okay?
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a genuine question?
The JTB comes from Cornelius.
Can I ask you? Can I ask you a question? No, it doesn't come from Cornelius.
It does
Van
come
Til,
from Cornelius Van Til.
Okay, if I prove to you,
he makes the leap of faith.
Can you stop over talking, please?
From the
I will never overtalk you.
The JTB.
I will never overtalk you if you let me ask this question. Can I ask this question, please? If Cornelius Van Til did not invent JTB, and it was instead Plato that came up with a theory of JTB, would you keep my mods?
No, I'm probably going to take them away anyways.
Okay, would you? No. If I prove you wrong, could you keep them?
No, I'm probably going to tell you. I'm probably going to take them anyways because I told you not to mute me and you did it anyways.
I didn't mute you. Somebody else muted you, and it got rid of my moderator because I tried to unmute you. You can go back on the recording and see that very clearly. Okay? But that really shows how much trust you have in your position here currently. Would you be able to keep my mods if I were to prove to you that Plato was the one who first invented JTB as an explanation of epistemology and not Cornelius Van Til? Would you accept that? Would you accept me to still have them?
No.
Would you keep my mods? Would you mind keeping my mods? Okay, here I will give you the
No, we're going back to the argument. How do you distinguish between time as a property and time as experience?
So did Cornelius Van Til
if you're gonna appeal to the ontology of time rather than God,
did Cornelius Van Til invent JTB, or did he not invent JTB?
According to the JTB.
Sir, you're caught in a corner here.
How do you establish?
Okay, now you're making me mute you because you're not engaging with the conversation. So listen,
no, we are
Plato,
very clear where we're at in the conversation. You said that you can establish a JTB by an appeal to time.
We're very clear where we're at. Okay, Abysmal, we're very clear. I don't give a shit if you take my mod.
No. I am not clear. I'm asking you for clarification.
Okay, did Cornelius Van Til invent JTB?
Excuse me, sir.
I posted the Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy.
You have to make this clear to me.
Plato in his Theaetetus, whatever, I don't know how to pronounce that, taught JTB. So, are you saying it? You're saying it originated from Cornelius Van Til?
No. He also puts forward a positive declaration of knowledge or doctrine of knowledge in the Republic.
All right.
In Plato's Republic 509.
Are you coping?
He puts up positive doctrine of knowledge.
Coping and sieving.
And that's going to be permanent. Plato here's Plato's assertion. His only assertion is that he could only consider it a belief.
You are coping.
If
coping and sieving,
knowledge
you
can
can't
be justified
just accept
and
what you're seeing.
It turns out to be true.
Yes, you're coping.
It's a form of question begging. That's the irony.
The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and
You're an atheist. You're a crypto atheist.
You are
cosplaying as a Christian.
Coping and seething.
You're cosplaying as a Christian.
You just can't accept. Coping and seething. The truth it is.
I'm not the one muting.
And now.
So.
The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard.
I'll mute you again.
You are coping.
What the
coping?
I'm not the one muting you, apathetic. You're getting muted because you're detracting from the conversation.
Okay, I'm detracting when Van Til, when he said Cornelius Van Til invented JTB. That is one, and I'm sorry, I've lost all respect for you for saying that, because it is one, if not the most retarded statements you've ever said in front of me. That is retarded. I sent you the Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy. It shows you Plato's dialogue, where he first explicated and explained the doctrine of JTB within epistemology. It is not a presuppositional belief. JTB has always been within the philosophy of epistemology. That is the dumbest statement you have made. And you are Copacabana right now? The Copacabana song? Like, this is terrible. And I really, Abismo, I want you to send me this recording. I want it.
Oh no, this
so
recording
bad.
is gonna go up.
Oh, I need it. Oh, baby, I need it. Send it to me now. I need it. Okay? Because the coping and sieving is so amazing here. First, you derailed our conversation about the Pope and whether you can accept his messages as binding by the intellect. And you devolved into this question of epistemology, where you stated something that was ultimately very retarded.
The recording
and
is
when I
be
told you the
very
difference
clear on this.
between the PSR and the JTB, you didn't understand when I made the difference. So you literally just said Cornelius Van Til.
We went down this road
JTB.
because
Are you serious?
we clarified. How do you consent, right, to this real distinction between knowledge and truth claims? And you said no. And you said
That's not true.
You said
that's a straw man.
No.
Your
claim was
I said that
wrong,
truth claim.
Sir. Like literally,
wrong, sir.
It will be on the recording.
Yeah, you are coping and sieving.
You appealed to the JTB, in which you're literally taking the dualistic position. You're taking.
I'm taking the Catholic position, the Thomas Aquinas position.
The thing is you're formulating Plato's position where Plato never formulated it for himself.
Yes,
Plato never formulated the JTB.
Frederick Copleston, your own Roman Catholic Oxford Jesuit teacher, admits that Plato is indeed proposing justified true belief in the Republic and the Theaetetus. Your own teacher, Frederick Copleston, a legendary philosopher, history of philosophy teacher. Are you seriously supposing that Plato did not talk about justified true belief? And it was Van Til?
He did not formulate it himself.
So, I will sing the Copacabana song, okay? You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and yet you are
we don't need to sing.
You need to be respectful to your room owner.
Yeah, he doesn't want to engage in the conversation or his line of reasoning.
The base DS, are you serious right now?
So, I've heard the whole thing. You've been extremely.
The question we got to is apophatic. How do you distinguish between time as a property and time as an experience? Through the JTB.
I was what base
DS?
Can you repeat that?
How do you distinguish between time as a property and time as an experience through the JTB, according to your theory of epistemology? Plato was not able to do this. This is the distinction between time and eternity.
Yeah, this completely
Plato
is
was
a derail.
not able to address this.
Complete derail. Yeah, Bismo, I thought you were better than this. I thought you were a good guy.
I thought you were better than this as well.
You were terrible.
So in the JTB, are you appealing to A theory versus B theory of time? Which theory of time are you appealing to assume the JTB?
A.
Which is time in a linear progression of events, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, that's inherently circular.
How?
How is time as a successive linear progression of events? How does that have any ontology?
So
how
if we assume B theory of
a
time,
virtual or arbitrary distinction?
if we assume like the other theories of time, such as B theory of time,
So
as
do you
in to go
believe
against
that
my
the past
argument.
is just as real as the future?
I mean, I don't know what that question really means. Can you
Yeah,
explicate
because
that?
you're stupid. Because that's the thing.
Is that yeah,
That's what
uh-huh,
because that's
sure.
precisely what you have to assume
Sure.
by the A theory of time. That time is nothing more than a property.
Supreme Potato, you have fetal derangement
You have no
syndrome,
way.
and you're
You
like
see, that's the thing.
ultimately retarded.
That's the problem with you Eastern Orthodox. You can't even take time ontologically real. Saint Augustine is the one who makes this distinction of time as ontology. Time as a measurement is not meant in the same sense as time is an experience. Time as an experience within time as an experience, the only real sense of time is the present.
Yeah, I thought you were a good guy, but
No,
you know,
right? You're
I
stuck in a
presented.
right.
You believe Cornelius Van Til
You're
invented
nothing
JDB?
more than a diorite. You're stuck literally.
Yeah,
in a
I'm not even
circular
engaging
coherence
with your
theory of truth.
argumentation because it's
You
not
have
even
a
an argument at this
circular
point.
and redundant
You
theory of
derailed
truth.
from the original conversation
Right,
completely.
and you
Like,
equivocate between
completely
knowledge and
derailed.
truth claims. You're no better. You're no
You
better than a
completely
naturalist.
derailed.
You LARP around and accuse Catholics of being atheists and being naturalists, but that's what you are. That's what the JTB is.
I mean, yeah,
You're
you completely
projecting.
derailed.
You're
Completely
projecting,
derailed.
right?
Completely
You're
derailed
projecting that the
from the
JTB is
conversation,
the
dude.
only way to make sense of God or the subject's
Completely
experience
derailed from the
or of
conversation.
faith. We're not
Completely
derailing at all.
derailed from the
Nope.
conversation.
You're out of
Completely derailed.
arguments. You're out of arguments.
Yeah,
And
it's not that I'm out of
recording
arguments,
this.
it's that I'm not
No,
engaging.
you're literally out of arguments at this point. You've already run out of arguments. You weren't able to distinguish when I asked for clarification between how do you distinguish between time as a property versus time as an experience, and you defaulted to the A theory of time. In which case, the time that you appeal to establish JTB a priori is that of a linear succession of events. So you establish a JTB on a purely arbitrary foundation or axiom. It's sad that it had to come to this, but I guess it kind of eventually had to. That's the thing. Eastern Orthodox can't help their own arrogance. Sub-base.
Modmail already knows that like you try to unban and I try to like empathetic was going against both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. That was a little.
Oh, you said like
He
nothing
was
basically,
crashing out.
back and forth. That was.
Well, I mean,
Are you on a?
it's all recorded. He has a circular argument to establish truth belief. So he claims that the belief has to conform to the facts, but his JTB is literally a analytic or a system of epistemology or theory of knowledge. He's a metaphysical dualist. He's a Platonist through and through, but Plato himself doesn't formulate a JTB. We assume that is the case because he has a theory of forms. He doesn't actually have a theory of knowledge. He only has a theory of forms. His appeal for knowledge is an appeal to the universal.
Hey, do you fight against Vincent, or can you play as Vincent?